Okay, here on the workbench, got an old pair of headphones here. I believe they work. They should. The foam's gone off of them, and that size jack is kind of obsolete. But I can replace that jack. But first, I want to try to see if these headphones, if the speakers in these still work. Which I don't have anything to plug them into because this is kind of a prehistoric jack. So what I'll do is I'll take my power unit here and fire it up and run a little energy through them. Not much, just to see if I can get them to make some noise. If they squawk a little bit, they should scratch and make some noise a little bit. That'll show me that their speakers are at least working, the coils in them. Now, and there's one. Okay, there's two. They both work. How good they sound, I won't know, not by that. But so that'll lead me to taking this jack off and replacing it with another jack, something smaller. I checked before. I do have what will fit in the stereo I have down up here and the stereo I have down at the house, or a plug-in at least to get into an amp in order to be able to use these to listen. So I guess I'll get started. I forget what size jack this is. I could look it up and put it down in the comments later. So what we have here is a stereo jack. So we'll have the ground, and one of these right here, and positive for one side and positive for the other. So that way they're individual. That way sound can be split up and you can hear something different in one ear to the other via stereo. Okay, let me see if I can get this apart. This should be easy. Snip, snip. Yeah. Alright, there we go. This will work. Well, they worked. It didn't work well. Let's see if I can get this boot on. Let me see. Stash here to see if I can find the one that I need. There's one. There's two. See, these are two different sizes, and this is what was on there. This one's too small. This is what I need. That's what I need to replace it with. A better one here. That might be okay too. I guess I'll go with one with this removable boot. Otherwise, I'm going to have to splice into these wires, and these things are really fragile, and there is not much there at all. If you ever do any of these, replace them. Probably not, but you got to remember to put this housing over this first before you start soldering these wires together, because once you get it on there, this attached to that, you can't slide this over. So this has to go on first. I kind of prefer to have something in here like this rubber tail, but I don't know if that'll work on this or not. Let me check it out. so much. Okay, no rubber boot. This contraption's a one-of-a-kind deal, sort of. It's just a combination of small vise, a really old bag phone stand from the 80s, which has a ton of swivels on it. I threw it together because those helping hand things, they have it wherever, Harbor Freight and or online, with a tiny little alligator clips on them like this. Don't do very well for holding stuff in place. I mean, sort of they do, but not really. This, on the other hand, will hold. Now, I could weld with this thing, really. Now with this, these headphone wires are very, very fragile. I mean, I think they make them so thin, one, so that they're nice and flexible, but they are kind of a pain to solder in place because there's so little to them. I'm going to try to peel this off of here with these, but it generally works better if you use a razor blade, which I may have to go over here and get here because this doesn't look like, yeah. Alright, well, I guess that worked. Okay. There it is. Soldering tin. Alright, so that's attached. Now I just need to find something to plug it into to see how well it sounds. Well, if you notice on these headphones, I mean, these are from the 1980s. Realistics. Remember Radio Shack when it was a thing? And they used to actually have decent electronics there? Stereo equipment, amplifiers, and whatnot. Alright, well, the foam's gone on this, so this is from an old Pelican-like container. And we got some foam in here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut some out. I mean, here's a piece that I used for, well, a remnant of what I used out of here for something else. I don't remember what for. But I'm going to cut this out and see if I can't cut this. I use this as a pattern off of that. I'll see if I can't cut the foams for these, and I'll glue them on and see if it works. I'm cutting this out. I'm going to be using one of these. Now, I used to be a maintenance man a long time ago at a plastic bag making place, and I don't remember, it was cutting plastic sheeting or rolls, or we used to make plastic bags there. But I'm not sure exactly what it was used for other than that. But these things are bad-ass sharp. And once they got used so much, they threw them out or whatever. So I grabbed them up as I can get them. And that's from, I don't know, probably close to, I don't know, it was a long time ago. But, I mean, take a look at this. Slice that right up. I keep them in a box and don't use them except for specialty things like this, where I need like a long razor blade to get in. You know, I think I can get this because this is a section piece glued together. Get that to pop right out of the bottom there. Okay, I did. I'm still not sure exactly how this is going to work. Probably best if I attach that on there somehow. Let's get rid of the excess here. Do I have the skills to cut this straight? Well, that remains to be seen. Alright, so I'll have to whittle that down some. Getting down there. Whittle it down and maybe try to split it. I don't know if half would do. I think that would be too thick as a whole piece there for the cushions. Yeah, I believe it would, so see if I can straighten this all up. I'm trying to think of a way to do this if I could spin it. Have her come around. I don't know if I can get this by hand or not. Yeah, awful close to the finger there. to get a straight shot here. Okay, we're getting down. A little something. I think that'll work. Figure out how to do that center hole. This thing's kind of. Now, this is some sketchy shit here. I want to try to cut a hole in the center of this, but that razor knife I was using is too wide, so I can't get a very good cut on it. I can get in it, but I can't get it to lay down so I can trim out the hole nicely. So, in order to match this, what I was going to do, I found this. This is a real old hole saw. It's the cheapest junk in the world. I never use it. I got good hole saw blades. I thought about, well, I'm going to clean this up and take it on the sander, take those teeth off of it and put an edge on that around it like a knife, and see if I can't spin this through and get that to slice a hole in the center of this. If I try it with these teeth, I'm pretty sure it's going to grab and rip stuff up. So, like I said, I'll remove those. But first I have to take some of the edge off of this, or some of the rust off of it, so it doesn't get on this. I mean, this thing's kind of filthy. This, again, I don't know. My dad probably bought this. I don't think Pop had it. But I'll never use it. It's just, they're cheap. I mean, they'll work in a pinch. And if it works for this, hey, I guess it was worth it. Working down a little bit. Try it on a practice piece first. This might get ugly. Wow, let's slice that nice. Now, I wasn't taking my time with that, and it's not on course exactly. It doesn't line up perfectly, but that buzzed right through that really good. Okay, well, let's see if I can duplicate that and not mess this thing up. I did my best to eyeball this. So, let's see how it goes. Hope I can hold on track. Yeah, of course. How about this? All right. Gonna have to cut a relief hole down through that so that drill bit will pass when it's binding up. Maybe that'll work, maybe it won't. Okay, she ain't beautiful, but I think she'll work. Look at that. I'm a flippin' genius. Yeah, looks a little rough, but who cares? Yeah, I guess. Okay. Okay, there's the other one. Now, a little glue and, well, maybe not as good as new, but usable. a little rough around here. I could hit that with a little bit of sandpaper. I will take that down to smooth that out a little bit, if I decide to. And that face is kind of lumpy too. Ooh, oops. Well, I lost the video, I don't know how, of me finishing these out, but they're finished now. And I put them to use. They work. They sound alright. Nothing great. I guess they're not what I remembered them to be, but a lot of things are like that.